Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We now in Virgo season. So yeah man, let's hop into it. I wanted to holler at y'all. I want to talk about leading with dominance can hurt their confidence, intelligence versus wisdom, and covenants. So I was looking at this thing called Soft White Underbelly, and basically it's a platform that interviews like drunks and drug abusers and people, ex-cons and pimps and prostitutes to just gain perspective on the path that they walked and how they got there, and more so like a prevention for people who dive or who are involved with that. So there was one guy on there. His name was Uncle Lewis, and Uncle Lewis was describing his upbringing, talking about his father would was very hard on him, always kept his fist or kept him underneath his thumb, and basically he was saying that you when raising a family or within a family or within any relationship, you know what I mean. But pertaining to his story, he was talking about his upbringing, saying that he was a child and his father would never let him get a word in, would never let him talk or anything like that. If he even felt that his son was going to talk back, he hit him in his hit him. And basically, he was saying that with that type of approach, man, you could create bitterness, resentment, and ultimately you can make your son or make your daughter, or just in that environment, in that situation, you can make them sorry, you can make them poor. So leading with dominance can kill their confidence. And he expressed, he was like, you want your child to talk back to you. You know what I mean? You want them to at least find their own voice and to speak it and to utilize it and everything. Because if you suppress that at home, saying can't talk back, can't say nothing, and they go into the school and that explodes and it carries out and it's expressed through like kind of expressed through like bully tactics, because granted or expressed through fighting or expressed through whatever and everything in the household, man, everybody you have to, and it might stem from like the 50s, because the 50s it used to be that in our grandparents' age the children were meant to be seen, not heard, and things of that sort. And a lot of us kind of, and our parents was kind of raised under that doctrine too. You know what I mean? Children not to be seen, not heard, and everything. So, as the years progressed, we became more emotionally intelligent and things of that sort. Emotionally intelligent, and it just came to a fact that granted, you can't, what I mean, that fosters, if it's suppressed in a household, it has to be expressed. And when it does be expressed, it's going to either be in the form of resentment or rebellion. So going into a school setting or going to your work setting and everything, you may develop bully tactics because of what was suppressed at home and things of that sort. So if you're ever in this like type of relationship, these type of people, you have to come to a more understanding and everything like that. That can creep if the household created the narrative that saying that, hey, be quiet when I'm talking, I don't want to hear nothing, eat, sleep, shit, go to bed, you know what I mean, type of thing. So if you create that narrative and everything, say the child, he goes and he creates his own narrative like, man, you feel me, you ain't this, you ain't that, and or just the offspring in that situation, it creates bullying tactics. Now at the end of the day, you got a choice. And even though that can perpetuate victimhood, you still have a choice in whether you want to still allow yourself to become or be a victim. So, with that being said, that creates an opportunity for triumph. That creates an opportunity for you to stand up. So, even when being going through that, you may be ridiculed, you may be, um, people may want to dominate you and try to, marginalize you. thank God because that's the opportunity for you to grow. Thank God because that's the opportunity for you to overcome and to stand up for yourself. Now, however that may look like on you is that's on you, and that creates the individual within you. Standing up for yourself could be slow. It could take time. Standing up for yourself could be to walk away. Standing up for yourself could mean to express yourself loudly or to be subtle. You know what I mean? But regardless, that's the energy signature of triumph. A lot of us in this lifetime, we have a purpose. And with that purpose, our purpose may be putting ourselves out there more, gaining more confidence, finding security, gaining more security, um, triumph, understanding triumph. Before we incarnate in these lives, we agree to go through circumstances that's going to develop these type of attributes within us so we understand what it means. In order to understand the truth, you got to understand what a lie is and things of that sort. You got to see the facade and things. Now, granted, and I'll leave that at that. So, if you lead with dominance, then you could take away your confidence. So, even in business, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right. So, the next one is intelligence versus wisdom. Intelligence is derived from how much compassion you have. So, people that can tell you, you're a genius, you're smart, things of that sort. You know what I mean? And however you take it is how you take it. I'm not. That's out of my jurisdiction. But all intelligence is just measured through compassion. How compassionate are you in the subject that you're involving yourself with? And the more compassion you have to it, the more yearning of education you want to have about it, and how you want to retain it within your lifestyle and express it forward and everything. All intelligence is compassion. Wisdom derives from your intention. So, say you're riding with your homeboy and everything, you feel me, and y'all about to go do something. You know what I mean? Probably unlawful. If your intention is over here, be like, man, granted, like, I'm not doing this for clout, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case, that might not be a good example. Wisdom is just based on the attention you have for somebody. I was in a situation where I was with a couple of my homeboys. And one of my homeboys, he a little bit more stern than my other homeboy. My other homeboy, he wears heart on the sleeve. We all do to a degree. And he kind of shed a tear, and it was like my boy who wears his heart on the sleeve, he kind of shed a tear, and it was the situation was just it was whatever, but he kind of shed a tear. And at that same moment, my boy that's strict, you know what I mean, he looked at him like, man, you soft as hell, you soft, you know what I mean, you a punk and all that. And then me, I didn't respond in like that aggression. But I as well like I wasn't as sympathetic as my boy, tearing up. So I was like, well, you know what I mean. My boy, he kind of, and I guess we were feeding off each other energy because he kind of looked at me and said, "Real nigga, you that's how it is. Like you feel me, niggas know." And I didn't agree with that concept because I understand, man. Like, you know what I mean. If your boy can't, shed a tear beside you, or you know what I mean, or if your partners is always smiling, but you make the environment that you better not cry, you better keep that shit to yourself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like you know what I mean. At that point, that hurts. Oh no, I there ain't no word about that. I just don't agree with it. Personally, I understand it. I respect it, okay. But I mean, it's at the same token, it's yeah, I understand it. So with that intent, my intentions with that was I think my boy was like, man, real niggas do that. Real niggas know real niggas, and I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that. You feel me? If your man hurting, then your man hurting. You know what I mean? Allow him to heal. Allow her to heal, and everything. You feel me? Support them. Be there for them and everything. Don't you know what I mean? Just whatever. Be there for them. And that's at your discretion. I don't know how you rock and roll, but yeah. Intelligence is just measured through compassion, and wisdom is just measured through their intentions. You know what I mean? What was your intent behind what you did? And your covenants. You know, a covenant is attributed to morals and your values. So a covenant could be money, power, respect. Money, power, respect is a covenant that a lot of us adopt. You know what I mean? Or that's popular. But you know, a covenant is basically the mental foundation in which you can rely on. Creating a mental foundation. If you allow your emotions to be the foundations, then that's quicksand. Because emotions are fickle. You could feel different in a minute. You could feel different in the next hour. You could feel different tomorrow. So if you base your foundations on the emotion, then that's rocky. That's quicksand. That's very fragile foundation. So create a mental construct in your mind. So whenever you're faced with what may be perceived as adversity, what may be perceived as a hardship, you can rely on the mental construct in order for you to, get through it. Now, aka the covenant. My covenant is don't appease yourself. Um, don't be so hard on yourself. And it man, what's the other one? And don't care what anybody thinks about you. So if So with that, with my covenant, I already know that I'm a mirror my reality. My reality is going to mirror me. So if I'm not hard on myself, I'm going to mirror people, individuals that's not as hard as themselves. If I don't appease myself, I'll mirror individuals that don't, appease themselves. Now, granted, that's it's a percentage level too because not everybody is going to be, the exact you, and opposites attract and everything like that. And honestly, that's the best relationships for real, because y'all can learn from each other. Um, like anxious people, like it say if you're an anxious person and everything, anxious people they can work out pretty well. Like work out, you feel me? They can get in shape pretty well because they have a lot of energy. If they don't channel a direction for that energy and just be stagnant, that can be expressed as depression. That can be expressed as anxiety and things of that sort. Yet and still, the anxious person needs to learn that patience is a virtue. Now, the person that is patient, that comes, and brings that in in the home, they learn from each other. The person who has patience may not have a lot of fire underneath them, might not have a lot of willpower and things of that sort, or willpower that get things going. So that anxious person supports them. Hey, come on, baby, we can do this. Let's get it done and everything like that. You know what I mean? That support system, and just as well, the patience within the other individual. I want to take they learn from each other. Like even when she wants to go or he wants to go, they're patient enough to be like, okay, we could take our time with this. You know, let's let's talk it out. Let's see how we could avoid less mistakes and things of that sort, and move this trajectory to a different, to a different level, to a different aim. So, with that being point, you got to understand. You got to learn the temperament of your men. Learn, learn your people and things of that sort. Learn your friends. But yeah, so opposites attract, and you can mirror your reality. Just off of the covenants that you decide to place within yourself. So yeah, if you lead with dominance, you can hurt their confidence, and that can create a narrative, about them and things of that sort, and that resolves in AKA bully tactics. But the blessing in that is that it creates the opportunity for triumph, and that is standing up for yourself, however they may look to you. You know what I mean? Heal, because before you can go out and heal others, and we've heard this before. Before you can go out and heal others, you got to make sure that you healed yourself, however that may look and however long that may be. Intelligence versus wisdom. All intelligence derives from how much compassion you have toward what you're involved in, and wisdom derives from the intentions on why that you did what you did. And the covenant is your morals and your values. Money, power, respect is a popular covenant, but create your own covenant. And with that, you create more substance within you. You have more values. You have a system. You have, morals. Without it, your foundation could be quicksand, and you could fall easily victim to falling in love. You could fall victim to hardships. You could fall victim to financial woes. You could fall victim to worrying. You can eradicate that if you allow yourself to just, create that covenant and do what you have to do. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all for thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And yeah, I appreciate it. All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and man, leave me a comment on the video. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll get back to y'all soon. Peace.